I can tell you I've driven a stick shift all of my life. All of my life. I started out, well, I drove a motorcycle first, then I moved to a stick shift. I started out learning how to drive a stick shift. I can drive any freaking car you give me. I can drive it till the wheels fall off. My first day in that car, in that truck, when they took me on the street, I was like, what the F is this? I could not shift it. I couldn't shift that damn truck. We pulled over to the side of a neighborhood road, and my trainer said, you gotta crawl before you can walk. Oh, my freaking God. I went from second to third for 1 hour just to learn how to shift the truck. The clutch mechanism is different. You have to do what they call double clutching. I have a favorite video that one of the truckers I talked to online was sweet enough to send me that tremendously helped me learn how to shift and how to drive the truck. I can drive it now, although they did something really weird. Somebody effed with our clutch, which I'm really pissed off. So now I'm having to relearn the clutch a little bit. So the sensitivity on the clutch is different. What I will tell you is it's some work. I mean, you're going to get out there. I'm very heavy. I gained a lot of weight after I was sick. And I need to drop a lot of weight. And I'm dropping weight out here. Between pulling my big ass up into this truck and crawling all around this truck, climbing it, looking under it, crawling underneath. We have to roll up what they call the landing gear for the trailer. Between trying to roll that shit up, I've developed muscles in my upper arms. And I think this is good. Now, some truckers gain weight. They gain weight because they eat bad on the road. They eat a lot of fried foods, fatty foods. You can get a lot of different foods at the truck stops. It's how you choose to eat. But if you eat a little bit healthier, I really believe you can drop weight. As a matter of fact, if you look at Trucker 47, she lost weight. She had gotten strength enough, I guess, because her personality is so cool. That's kind of how I ended up on her site. And I meet another lady truck driver who was really encouraging, because you can get discouraged with this. It's like, we are women. As tomboyish as I am, as boyish as I am, I'm a woman. And ultimately, this video may be 2 videos, y'all, I'm sorry. Ultimately, physically, I'm not the same as a man. It's industry, the equipment they use, everything is really set up for guys. That's just honesty. But it's not impossible for you to do. You're just going to have to suck it up and do it, because there's plenty of the females smaller than my ass driving these trucks. They've got disabled people like short people who put attachments on their leg driving these trucks. If they can do it, then a female like me and you can do it. It's just really going to be your mindset. I remember coming in and my trainer would say to me, not everybody can do this job. This is some work. And he wouldn't say anything else. What he was seeing was I going to come back the next day? And I showed my big ass up the next day, and I got on this truck and I did what I had to do to drive. So it's really up to you, what you're going to do, what you want to do. I think the school I'm going to is awesome. The other thing is you need to look for the right school program. You need to look for the right school program in order to make sure. There's things that you want to look for in certification. You want to make sure that it has a PTD, which means professional truck driver licensing or accredited by them. It is going to be, the industry is becoming more stiff in their licensing because of Homeland Security. So it is a federally mandated industry, but it's becoming very stiff in how you end up getting a commercial driver's license. They check out a lot of your background, drug screenings, the medications you take. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Questions as far as how I feel in a male-dominated industry. What I will say to you is this, because that was one of the questions I got from, I think, Lady VM. I don't really have as big of a problem as I think other women do. The reason is because I'm a little more tomboyish, or at least with the small group that I'm dealing with here right now at this school, the guys get along with me great. I mean, it's almost specific to ask me to hang out. Hey, when we party, we're gonna go have beers, whatever. They talk to me. I get treated like one of the boys, and it's probably because I'm a big tomboy. And I've always gotten along better. I told you, my mindset is very male in one of my prior videos. So I get along a hell of a lot better with men than I do women. That has always been the case for me. Even in corporate America, I usually get along a hell of a lot better with guys than I do girls. I'm encouraged by the guys a lot on my truck. like I said, you know, they're like, shit, you gonna get this, you know, because at first I was beating up on myself trying to back this big-ass truck up, trying to drive it, but then my co-partner, he trying to drive it. Oh, my God, he had us back there like bobbleheads. But the ultimate thing is when he first said, he's like, I'm gonna kick this freaking I'm gonna kick this bitch in the gear. Oh, my God, because he got, you know, it was like you come in with the preconceived notion of driving a regular stick shift. It ain't the same. It's almost better if you would have never known how to drive a stick to learn to drive these trucks. It took me about a day, 2 days, and I got it. And then downshifting, you don't use your brakes to downshift. You actually use the clutch and the engine to shift the truck down, to slow it down. They prefer you to do that in order to save your brakes. I mean, there's a whole bunch, and there's reasons for it. But there's maintenance. There's crawling around on here. I mean, I had bruises all on my legs. I'm short, so trying to climb my ass up on some of this equipment where a man has a longer leg base, I didn't have that. So trying to climb up, you're trying to, you know, jump up there, pull your big ass up, and not have the upper body strength that dudes have. I mean, because there's dudes out here way bigger than my ass, and, you know, they just didn't have the upper, you know, they had the upper body strength, so they can pull their big ass up in there with no problem. It ain't no thing to them. I've gotten better at it because the muscle will come. You will get the muscles to do it. Trying to think what else you asked me. What I'm going to like about it is the travel. You're going to see things you've never seen. If you check out Trucker 47 Brenda's YouTube page, as I mentioned, she shows you on some of her older videos just sites that she's seen, things that she's seen. You're going to see a part of the U.S. and possibly Canada if your company goes up to Canada that you've never seen before. And you're going to meet people of all walks of life. I mean, just in the classroom alone, I'm tripping. I have a flight nurse in here, school teacher, systems engineer from Intel Corporation. I mentioned it. I don't give a damn. That's mind-blowing because this guy's made money. Now, this industry, you make money. You're going to start off around 30-something a year, which isn't a lot. The first year, you don't make much money. But the second year, you're going to make $60,000 to $100,000 easy. What you put into it is what you get out of it, and that is what they say. If those wheels aren't turning, you ain't making no money. So as long as you're willing to drive, you're willing to make some money. Overall, though, like I said, it's really up to you. I think it's really interesting. What I would do is tell you to do your own research. Read on stories that women go through. There's safety stuff you need to know. My teacher in the classroom says at night when she would sleep in her cab, she'd take the seat belts and wrap them through the arm things on the doors and click them because if somebody tried to get in, she'll know. I'm happily going to go to work for one of the companies that allow me to take my dog, so I'm taking my dog with me. You cannot carry a gun on the truck. You can carry a knife, but it has to be a certain blade size, usually your standard pocket knife. Stun guns, you can get them, but you'll have to get those at the truck stop because certain ones are allowed and certain ones aren't. Can't remember pepper spray. I don't think you can take pepper spray, but I can't remember. There's different things you can and cannot have for safety reasons on the truck. What I did find out, you can write off a lot of stuff. You can write off a lot of your taxes and things like that. You can write off a lot of stuff. I'm going to write off my dog. I can write off my dog as a guard dog. And if you guys have seen Hillary, Hillary's not a guard. But you can write off a lot of stuff. So I have, like, one of the truckers I talked to, Slim Kim, she has been excellent in just giving me feedback, encouragement. She checks on me every couple of weeks. I tell her my stories, and she starts laughing because her stories and my stories mesh right up. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but it depends on, like I said, what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. That's just reality. Yeah, they drive it. That's attractive. Anyway, he was cool. He helped me a lot. He's one of the Sudanese guys who came here from Sudan because of the genocide and stuff, and he's cool. He's in the class with me, and he helped me out before I went to go take my written test to tell me, because he had already taken a written test for a lot. He used to be a bus driver, so he's just getting his training to go over the road. But he had told me, you know, do this, Shannon, do that, yada, yada, yada. Y'all found out my give me a soda. By the way, stop drinking soda. Actually, I'm going to try to get a tea. Soda is a hazardous material. That shit that they make it out of is a hazardous material. I found that out in the classroom. I was like, get the hell out of here. It is a hazardous material, y'all. Anyway, be blessed.
In the morning when I wake up, I try to think what's best for me to do. But even when the morning's over, I still find that I have yet to choose. What method am I to use? I know I'm wasting time. Oh no. is